ගෞතම බුදුසසුනේ සනාතන රැකවරණය ලබන වස් අපගේ කුරු දේවෝත්තම පූජනීය කිරිපත්ගොඩ ඥානানন্দ පින්වත් ලොකු ස්වාමින් වහන්සේගේ සිත තුළ ජනිත පුණ්‍ය සිතුවිල්ලකට අනුව මෙල්බර්න් නුවර වාසී සදැහැතියන් හට දහම් මඟ විවර කර ගැනීමට උපකාරයක් වනු විසියෙන් 2012 වර්ෂයේදී මෙම මහමෙවුනාව භාවනා සපුව ආරම්භ වුණා. දහස් සංඛ්‍යාත සදැහැතියන්ගේ සදහම් පිපාසය සංසිඳවමින් සදැහැතියන්ගේ සසර දුක්ගිනි නිවන මේ උතුම් පින්බිමෙහි වැඩ සිටින මෙන්ම සිව්දිගෙන් වඩින මහා සංඝරත්නය උදෙසා අභිනවයෙන් ඉදිකළ සංඝාවාස ගොඩනැගිල්ල සංඝ සතුකොට පූජා කිරීමේ උතුම් පින්කම පසුගිය අප්‍රේල් මාස 2 වන දින පවත්වන්නට යෙදුණි.
මුගලන් පරම්පරාවේ ගුණමිනි කිරණයි කහසිවුරේ මනමන නුවන් නිවාපාවී එන්නේ පියගොමු අතරින් මිහිතලේ එලිකල වහන් වැටයි මොක් සයුරට යන දහම් ගඟයි ගුණනන පෑදු සරසවියයි සෙත් සිරි සාදන මෙත් අඳුනයි දෙදහස් වසරක් සිරිලක් දෙරනේ පැවතුණු යහගුණ කුසුම් දරා පෙර මහ සංගන ගිය මඟ ගනිමින් කහවතින් සැදී පෙරට වඩිනු මැන මුගලන් පරම්පරාවේ ගුණමිනි කිරණයි කහසිවුරේ තනමන නුවන් නිවාපාවී එන්නේ ලියගොමු අතරින් මිහිතලයේ
මට සැප සිරි සෙත සදනා ජීවනයේ මාතා පිළිගනු මැන අප භක්ති පූජා නමෝ නමෝ මාතා අප ශ්‍රී ලංකා නමෝ 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 මාතා
පොළොවෙන් මතුන බෝරජුනේ ගෞතම මුනිඳුට සෙවණැලි සුවදුන් වලාකුලක් වැනි බෝරජුනේ ගෞතම මුනිඳුගේ සම්බුදු බලයෙන් ලොව වැඩ සිටිනා බෝරජුනේ
සංවර ඉඳුරන් හැම විට ඇත්තේ සංසුන් මනසකි උපදවා ගත්තේ වෙඩියත් කලබල නැත්තේ බිමට නැමුණු පින් නෙත් යුග ඇත්තේ අවසන වදනට සිහියද ඇත්තේ මෙලෙසය ශ්‍රමණවරුන් දාත යුත්තේ පිරිසිදු ලෙස කාය හසුරුවාගත්තේ වචනය වරදවා නැහැ නොවගත්තේ කලබන සිතුවිලි සිතෙහි නොමැත්තේ සිතනා දේවසඟයටම ගත්තේ ශ්‍රමණ ගුණය තුල පිහිටාත්තේ මෙලෙසයි මුනිවරු මම දැනගත්තේ සුදුරස් විහිදෙන සොමි ගුණ පාලා සුදුසක් පරදන සොද මුදුලීලා ඇතුළත් පිටතත් විමල සුසීලා නිමල දමින් හද මොඩල පිරීලා
විශේෂයෙන් මේ වෙලාවේ සිහිපත් කරනවා විශාඛා මහ උපාසිකාව පූර්වාරාමේ පූජා කරන මොහොතේදී ඇගේ ඉහෙලියක් ඒ ගැන හිත පහදවගෙන පින් රැස් කරගෙන සුගති ලෝකෙ ඉපදුණා. ඒ නිසා ඔබ හැමදෙනාම තමන්ගේ සියතින් කරපු උතුම් පින්කමක් හැටියට දකිමින් මේ පින්කම අනුමෝදන් වෙමින් සසර දුකින් නිදහස් වෙන්න උදාර පින් රැස් කරගන්න හැමදෙනාටම වාසනාව උදා වෙත්වා.
Venerable Bhantes and dear distinguished guests, dear Dhamma friends, and now we are going to have a very rare opportunity to make the offering of this monk residence to the whole community of monks in the Gautama Buddha's dispensation. So we all can rejoice in this great merit, and by placing our confidence in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So this is a very rare opportunity as human beings we have obtained in this life. So with that confident heart, let's make this offering the monk residence we newly built to the whole community of monks. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඉතා වෙහෙස මහන්සි වී අප විසින් උපයන ලද ධනය වියදම් කොට කාලය ශ්‍රමය කැප කොට ඉතා ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් යුතුව ඉදිකරන ලද මෙම කුටි සෙනසුන් සිව් දිසාවෙහි වැඩ සිටින පැමිණි නොපැමිණි බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රාවක සංඝ රත්නය උදෙසා ඉතා පින් සිතින් යුතුව සසර දුකින් නිදහස් වීමේ උතුම් ප්‍රාර්ථනා ඇතිව මහා සංඝ රත්නය විෂයෙහි පූජා කරමි. පූජා විත්වා.
The Supreme Buddha's advice lay disciples to observe 5 precepts every day, refraining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and having intoxicants. It's a tradition to observe 5 precepts at the beginning of any meritorious event. Now, with utmost respect, I kindly invite President of the Administration Committee of the Mahamevunava Overseas Branches and Chief Monk of the Melbourne Mahamevunava Buddhist Monastery, Venerable Kakirave Bodhidhamma Thero, to conduct the religious activities.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Surakam kirimen velakima nammo. Silpade samadan vimi. Verdikama sevanayin velakima nammo. සිල්පදය සමාදන් වෙමි. සිල්පදය සමාදන් වෙමි. උතුම් තිසරණ සහිත වූ දුකින් නිදහස් වීම පිණිසද උපකාර විත්වා.
President of the Mahamevunava International Monasteries, Venerable Chief Monk Kakirave Bodhidhamma Thero, and all the Venerable Bhantes participating in this prestigious event today. වැඩ සිටින පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලාගෙන් අවසරයි. Assistant Minister for Customs, Community Safety and Multicultural Affairs, the Honorable Jason Wood, Member for Evelyn, Bridget Valance, the Consul General of Sri Lanka in Melbourne, Kapila Fonseca, the Mayor of Yarra Ranges Council, Councillor Jim Child.
Today we generated immense good karma by offering this beautiful monks' residence to the whole community of monks of the 4 quarters in the Gautama Buddha's dispensation. And we had the intention of making this good merit as a support for our spiritual journey to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Normally, when we build a house in the ordinary society, it is for that certain family. But this is special because this monk's residence is going to be used by the present and future generations of all the monks of the 4 quarters of the world, in all the directions of the world. That means the monks from different countries, different parts of the world, different areas, from different backgrounds, will use this dwelling as their residence. And they will start practicing harmony, peace, and this spiritual path together. Isn't that amazing that this dwelling is going to be used for that noble purpose of practicing a spiritual path without boundaries? So that is why when people construct a monk's residence and offer it to the Gautama Buddha's dispensation, it becomes extraordinary. The Blessed One, the Supremely Enlightened Buddha, teaches us that when there is a residence for the monks, there will be the presence of monks. If there is no residence in a certain area, then that becomes the reason for the absence of the presence of the monks. So when there is the presence of the monks, people get the rare opportunity to meet the monks, to have that rare sight of the renunciants. That is extraordinary. And Buddha explains that sight, the extraordinary sight, unsurpassed sight, Dassana Anuttariya. That sight leads to the increase and development of many wholesome qualities among people.
It is an honour to be here for the official opening of the Mahamev Nawa Buddhist Monastery of Melbourne. And can I say thank you very much for the kind invitation of the committee. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of our land, the elders, past and present and emerging. I thank President Dimath for this amazing event to be here today, and also Ravi, the board of directors, all the committee members who've made this happen, of course your own generosity. This building behind me is simply magnificent, and to have a place like this, a residence for the monks with a library and all the other facilities, makes this the base, not in Victoria, but for Australia, for the monks to come here, and you have such amazing access to them. So thank you very much to Chief Thero and all the venerable monks. The Sri Lankan culture is embraced by the wider Australian community. You bring colour, life and entertainment to us mainstream Australians, so it's fantastic with what you have achieved. More than 560,000 people embrace Buddhism in Australia, and more than 180,000 of them, we're very proud to say, live in Victoria. I believe that from people of all cultures and faiths should feel safe in their communities, and the Australian government, the Liberal Morrison government, is being very committed about keeping Australians safe. And I actually look after the Safe for Communities program, of which I've administered 720 grants right across the country. Those grants have included funding aimed at preventing crime driven by racial or religious intolerance, for example, by upgrading security infrastructure and community buildings, places of worship and schools. As Assistant Minister in charge of the Safer Communities Fund, I'm pleased that the Liberal Morrison government has been able to support so many different community groups, including Buddhist organisations right across Australia. Here too, locally, it enabled us to provide security at the Mahamev Nawa premises in Mount Evelyn and the Mahamev Nawa Bhav Anna Monastery and Meditation Centre in Sydney.
braving it out in the rain, thank you so much for your attendance. Namo Buddhaya. Good morning. It's my absolute greatest pleasure to join you all here this morning to mark this very special, auspicious occasion. And it was just over 12 months ago that we know that we all met here. Much different weather, as Jason said. It was a very, very hot day back then to lay the foundation stones, which really marked the beginning of the construction for the new monks' residence, the Sanghaswasa, as you see here today before you. Now, our community, as we know, out here in the beautiful area of Mount Evelyn, has experienced many challenges. We've had the pandemic, and here locally we had the significant and severe storms which damaged our area. Many trees came down. Yet despite this upheaval, it's wonderful to be here now in this place of peace and quiet reflection. It's a pleasure to be welcome back again here. I only came back here just in December to receive a blessing, and it's wonderful to be back here amongst you all today. The Mahamev Nawak Buddhist Monastery, it's so glorious today. It's so lovely to be here. And we're joined by monks from around Australia and around the world here, which just goes to show how special this is. Monks from Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, and also from Canada, Korea, Sri Lanka. And we're being streamed online around the world to devotees. And I say hello and Namo Buddhaya to all of you too. The international Mahamev Nawak community is truly important part of our local community here in Mount Evelyn, and it's my pleasure to support you here as the local Victorian State Member of Parliament and to support you. You've all given so much to our community, not just here locally in Mount Evelyn, but right across Victoria and to the broader Sri Lankan community, especially over the past 24 months of the challenges with the pandemic. And it's through your dedication, your community spirit, and the commitment that you've shown has enabled you to reach this significant milestone today. The construction of the monks' residence will, and the monks being able to be on site and live here at their residence, will enhance their ability to contribute to Buddhist devotees and our broader community here in Melbourne. Again, on behalf of the entire community, I thank you for your contributions, including offering a place of sanctuary, including all of the other work that you do for our community. The blood donation days, your Clean Up Australia days, your food packs and putting together food and comfort packs for people who were struggling during the pandemic. Thank you. Thank you to all your volunteer efforts for our community. So I'm just delighted to see this generosity, this community spirit returned with the monks' residence, constructed entirely from volunteer effort and donations. And today's ceremony highlights the wonderful multicultural society that we have here in Melbourne. As Jason said, we are really, really proud of our multicultural community, our multi-faith community, that those of you who are Buddhist here today, you are welcomed here. And we are really proud of that.
Be at this Mahamev Nawak Buddhist Monastery once again today. At this ceremony of offering the newly built monks' residence, I was here last year at the foundation laying ceremony of this building, and I am pleased to see the completed building today in its grandeur. It is a pleasure to see that Sri Lankan Buddhist temples, which are important cultural centers of the Sri Lankans in Victoria, are better established so that they can deliver a good service not only to the Sri Lankan Buddhist community but also to all the Victorians. They can be truly the beacons of the Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Lord Buddha. They can be centers of healing of the souls in today's world of stress, anxiety and worry. I'm sure the calm and tranquil surroundings here in Mount Evelyn is the best suited adobe for such a contemplation about what the Lord Buddha taught us. It is important to understand the Buddhist way of life and the Buddhist spirituality, and it is important because we are surrounded by a multitude of issues every day.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you for coming along here today to open and be part of the Mahawa Nawa monks' residence here in Mount Evelyn, of which has been my home for nearly 38 years. Buddhism is one of the world's oldest regions, one that many in our community will have a connection to. Mahamev Nawa, meaning Great Cloud Monastery, was the name of the first monastery established in Sri Lanka and is this group's first monastery in the outer east of Melbourne.
Namo Buddhaya. 12 months ago and 2 weeks, I stood here and spoke to you facing that way. We talked about our children. We talked about our lives in Australia. I came here 5 years ago to cut some wood. I'm still here. 7 days a week, this has become my home. You know you are my family. I have never met a group of people who give themselves so much to each other. There is going to be change in Mount Evelyn because of this community, because of this monastery. 12 months ago, this did not exist. It was just a thought. It was a man called Bhante Bodhi who's sitting in a moment in the back room listening to what I'm saying to you. He came up with this idea that you travel 1 hour, 1.5 hours. You live in an area called Clyde, Cranbourne, West Pakenham, Narre It's so far to travel. So he created a base, a major base in Mount Evelyn for monks to come to. But he has also enough wisdom to have now created for you in Hallam. There will be another monastery created starting very, very soon. It will save you 45 minutes to an hour travelling on roads to here. Yet this place then becomes even bigger than it is now because we have change. The change is the local community. We have members of the local community here. Our closest neighbours, Peter and Cheryl, are sitting here. They live next door. They enjoy having people here. We then have other change. There was a man called Jason Wood who was here 12 months ago with me, and we looked out there and Jason was talking to me about his wife and his young child who are of an origin other than Australian, and we were talking about maintaining our welfare and maintaining our traditions. And he looked at me and he said, if you have a lot of monks living here and you have a lot of wonderful people living here, where is the safety? He gave us a grant. We applied, he looked at it, he modified it, and we gave us a grant. When you drive in the drive now, there are cameras. When you look at the building, there are cameras. When you go through the new building, there are security cameras. Around the outside of the perimeter, there is now a fence. But it's just not for the monks. The people who travel that road, that go to the school, that are neighbours, the CCT cameras protect them as well. The Catholic school up on the hill is now protected, as are all our neighbours at the back, by a new fence that is purely therefore not aesthetics but for security. So we are to thank Jason for that, on the simple fact he's not comfortable coming here anymore. Have a look at him. He's sitting there, he's got an Australian hat on. It's like he comes here once or twice a year and he feels as though he's family every time he comes here. The biggest change we have had in the monastery has been the virus. It really destroyed the numbers of people who were able to travel to come to the monastery. And it made it at times, in building this beautiful situation, it made it difficult. When you come of a morning, early in the morning, you might find a guy, and I do not like itemising or individualising people, but Luckman would be here.
I remember when I first started coming to the Dhamma school. Every time we had Dhamma school, we would be at a different location. At times it would be hard to find a location, causing lots of difficulties. But that did not stop Pingwat Swamin Hanse from running the Dhamma school because of the Pingwat Swamin Hanse's kindness towards us. Since the monthly program is now a Dhamma school, everyone in the Dhamma school was able to learn Supreme Buddha's teachings every week, and everyone was happy that we got the chance to listen to Supreme Buddha's teachings every Sunday. It was hard to understand at first, but Pingwat Swamin Hanse and teachers explained the Dhamma in a way that anybody listening could understand. When we all look back, we have learnt so much from our Pingwat Swamin and teachers. But Supreme Buddha's teachings weren't the only thing that we learnt. We learned so much about meditation and how it helps us to calm our minds. We learned about generosity and kindness and how important it is to always treat others with respect. We learned how to respect our parents, elders, and how to treat them. We learned about obeying. We learned about patience, spreading loving kindness, and always sharing whatever we have. And we have had the opportunity to speak to large groups like this one and perform in concerts, which has helped us to build our confidence.
Namo Buddhaya. Guru Devottama Pinwat Loku Swamin Wahanseta apage namaskare veva. Venerable Theros, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, my dear devotees, today all of you have witnessed and participated in a very rare ceremony at the Mahamevunava Monastery. Our Venerable Theros explained to you the importance of the event and the merit you gain by your participation. Your participation and the time you giving up from your busy schedule, and we really appreciate. Thank you very much.
හැම ඩිසයින් එකකටම මේ තේරීම් හැම දෙයකටම ආදි සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉතාමනරම් ආකාරයට මේ පින්කම කරගන්න ලැබුණා. ඉතින් මේකට ගොඩාක් අය උදව් උපකාර කළ අසපුවේ කමිටුවේ සියලු පින්වතුන්, ඒ වගේම තාවතින්ස යාත්‍රා යෝන් සභාවේ පින්වතුන්, පින්වත් චූටි දරුවෝ Tamanට ලැබෙන මුදල් කැටවලට එකතු කරලා සල්ලි එකතු කරලා අපිට ආධාර උපකාර කළා. ඒ වගේම youth group එකේ English youth group එකේ පින්වත් දුවලා පුතාලා Tamanට හැකිය අයුරින් සම්බන්ධලා පින් රැස් කරගත්තා. ඒ වගේම අපිට හිතවත් වෙන අසපු ශාඛාවල සිටින දායක පින්වතුන් මේ පින්කමට සම්බන්ධ වෙමින් විශේෂයෙන් එංගලන්තේ ඒ වගේම අපිට ෆ්‍රිජ් එක ලබා දුන්නා. පර්ත් අසපුවේ දායක පින්වතුන් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු කිචන් එකේ කුක් টොප් එක ආවන් එක පූජා කරගත් අපේ සිඩ්නි සෝම ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු ඒ පින්වතුන් ඒ වගේම අනිකුත් අසපුවලිනුත් ඒ විදිහට මුදව උපකාර කළා. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මම හිතන්නේ අපේ ජීවිතවලට හිත සතුට වෙන්න පුළුවන් අනුස්මරණීය පිනක් ගුරු දේවයන් වහන්සේගේ ආශිර්වාදය පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලාගේ කැපවීමත් දායක පින්තුන්ගේ නොමසුරුකමත් කියන කරුණු මුල් කරගෙන ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම මම සිහිපත් කරන්න කැමති මේ වගේ ගොඩනැගිල්ලක් හදනකොට මම මේක පටන් ගන්නකොට එක ඩොලර් එකක්වත් සංඝාසය වෙනුවෙන් කියලා ලැබිලා තිබුණ නැහැ. හැබැයි අපි සදහැවතුන් දැනුවත් කරාට පස්සේ සදහැවතුන් අපේ වචනේ විශ්වාස කරලා විශේෂයෙන්ම මම රැස් කළගත් සියලු පින් නැවත නැවත අනුමෝදන් කරන ඔබ හැම දිනාටම තමන්ගේ සියතින් කරගත් තුන් පින්කමක් හැටියට මේ පින්කම සිදු කරගෙන අනුමෝදන් වෙමින් ඔබත් ජීවිත අනුස්මරණීය පිනක් බවට පත් කරගන්න පරිස්සමින් ඇවිල්ලා හැම තැනම බලලා සතුටින් අනුමෝදන් වෙන්න. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. නමෝ බුද්ධාය.
මේ උතුම් පින්කමෙන් රැස් කළ සියලු පින් සක්දෙවිඳුන් ප්‍රධාන සදෙව් ලෝකවාසී සියලු දෙවියෝ අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා. සියලු බ්‍රහ්මයෝ මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා. මහමෙවුනාව භාවනස්සපු සංචිතේත් ශ්‍රද්ධා මාධ්‍යජාලෙත් නිර්මාතෘ වූ අපගේ කුරුදේවෝත්තම පින්වත් ලොකුසාමින් වහන්සේටත් මහමෙවුනාව භාවනස්සපුවාසි සහ ලෝකවාසී සියලු සංගරුවනටත් මෙම උතුම් පින්කම සඳහා කාලය ධනය ශ්‍රමය කැප කළ සියලු දෙනාටත් දැකබලා සතුටු වන්නා වූ සියලු දෙනාටත් මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා. සියලු දෙනාට තුනුරුවනේ අනන්ත ආශිර්වාදයෙන් නිදුක් නිරෝගී බව සැලසේවා. ගෞතම බුදුසසුනේ සනාතන රැකවරණය ලබන්නට මේ පින් උපකාර වෙත්වා.